When you think of the word genius, you typically associate it with Albert Einstein. You may even think of Stephen Hawking or Thomas Edison. People do not think of Nikola Tesla as one of the most genius men to ever walk this planet. In fact, you may not even know who he is. Tesla laid the groundwork for most of today's technology, including technology which General Motors, Thomas Edison and Westinghouse Electric are typically given the credit for. And when I say typically, I mean almost always. Nikola Tesla was an inventor, electrical engineer and mechanical engineer. He is best known for his contributions to the design of the modern alternating current electricity supply system. He envisioned new technologies far before their time and claimed to have had contact with extraterrestrial beings. If Tesla hadn't invented and researched everything he did in his time, our technology today would be considerably worse. Since an early age, Nikola Tesla showed a superior mind, inventing things as a child, showing tremendous potential. As a child, Tesla was fascinated with thunderstorms and lightning. At the day he was born, in Yugoslavia, a thunderstorm raged chaos across the land. Because of that event, Tesla became fascinated with electricity. He was determined that one day he would harness the power of the universe and benefit of all living creatures. Today Tesla is the forgotten scientist. But, why? It all boils down to one thing: money. In 1882, Tesla began working for the Continental Edison Company in Paris. By 1884, Tesla was asked to move to America and work for Edison Machine Works. He only worked there for 6 months before quitting. Yet somehow, Edison is given most of the credit for Tesla's major inventions. The difference between Edison and Tesla? Edison had money, and was a businessman. After leaving Edison Machine Works, he met with an attorney to obtain help with submitting patents for an arc lighting system. With help of investors, Tesla started his own electric utility and manufacturing company. Tesla's new system got a lot of attention in technical press, who all commented on his advanced features. Unfortunately, Tesla's investors had little interest in his inventions and the manufacturing side of his company. They quickly opted out, and began only being an electricity utility service. Taking his technology and hard work with them, patents in hand. For a while, Tesla had to work at various electrical repair jobs and as a ditch digger for just $2 per day. Whatever he had to do to put food on the table and get by. Tesla's inventions went far beyond electricity. He made groundbreaking discoveries such as wireless radio communications, turbine engines, fluorescent and neon lights, torpedoes and the X-ray among others. By the time of his death, Tesla held nearly 700 worldwide patents. While many would give up, Tesla continued to look for any investors willing to take a chance on him and his inventions. In late 1886, Tesla met with a Western Union superintendent and a man by the name of Charles Beck. The two were experienced in business startups and agreed to back Tesla, and handle his patents. Together, they formed Tesla Electric Company in April of 1887. Tesla developed an induction motor that ran on alternating current. That was a power system format that was rapidly expanding in Europe and the United States because of its advantages in long-distance, high-voltage transmission. The induction motor was preferred over its competitors because it was efficient. Also, it required less maintenance and was self-starting. Tesla was able to earn some money by selling his patents. Then he went on to pursue his true passion, science. Tesla set up laboratories in New York City and hired staff to help him conduct experiments. Some of Tesla's best work was done here. Tesla had began experimenting with electromagnetic radiation, and created the famous Tesla coil. In 1893 he began building the world's first power station at Niagara Falls, which when fired up launched grid electricity on the wire. But for the third time, Edison and related companies took credit for Tesla's work. In the early morning hours of March 13, 1895, Tesla's lab in New York was burnt down in a fire. It set him back a great deal on his ongoing projects at the time, as well as causing him to lose collections of notes, models, demonstrations, etc. going all the way back to his early years. Still, Tesla did not let this stop him. His curiosity and passion for science kept him going. In 1894, Tesla began experimenting with what he called radiant energy of invisible kinds. He began his quest for answers after he accidentally damaged film of previous experiments and accidentally took what we now know as an X-ray. While Wilhelm Röntgen is the official father of radiology and the X-ray, Tesla inadvertently beat him to punch by a year. In 1898, Tesla went to Madison Square Garden and demonstrated a boat that was controlled through a wireless remote. The crowd had never seen such a thing at the time and accused Tesla of even using magic or telepathy to control the boat. Tesla tried to sell his idea to the US military in the form of a wireless-controlled torpedo, but they had no interest at the time, for whatever reason. Tesla continued to push for wireless power. He knew it was the future of electricity and engineering as we knew it. From the 1890s to early 1900s, he spent most of his time and fortune on experimenting with wireless power and communications. He envisioned a world which ran on wireless energy, where everyone would have a personal, hand-sized device that could be used for communication off of the wireless electricity networks. Sound familiar? Basically, Tesla was a man living before his time, imagining and designing a world decades in the future. In fact, Hertz and others were still experimenting with radio waves just to produce light. It was Tesla who began using them for radio and controlling things wirelessly. Tesla, with the help of J.P. Morgan, built a tower that used the natural frequencies of our universe to transmit data, including a wide range of information communicated through images, voice messages and text. The tower would also provide free wireless electricity to anyone in the area, simply by sticking a rod in the ground, or at least that was the idea. Tesla never got to fully complete the project, but according to his notes and documents, he was very close. All in all, during Tesla's 86 years on this planet, he contributed and is essentially to thank for wireless controls, wireless communication, radio waves, X-rays, electricity, and so much more. According to myths, he may have even invented a death ray and an earthquake machine. He even had patents on wireless, military-grade, flying torpedoes. Some believe he created a land vehicle that ran on nothing but Earth's gravity, and that the US government hid the invention, because there was no long-term money to be made on it. How would the government make money on a vehicle that did not run on oil or electricity? He was a strange man, with extreme obsessive-compulsive disorder. He had to wash his hands 3 times, or walk around a building 3 times before entering it. He refused to speak to women who wore pearls, and was obsessed with fashion and his appearance. He thought sex would hinder all scientists' work, and refused to get married. He thought time alone was needed for people with intelligence. Although, he did fall in love with a pigeon once. Tesla was indeed intelligent, though. He could memorize any book he read, and start reciting it at a moment's request. He spoke 8 languages: Serbian, English, Czech, German, French, Hungarian, Italian, and Latin. He could visualize devices in his head and build them without ever writing a thing down, another reason why verifying some of his findings is so difficult. He was a brilliant man. A genius who lost most of his patents and worked to money-hungry monopolies. He paved the way to technical advances we have today, and the world as we know it. It's time Tesla starts getting the recognition he deserves.